Ghost Zone, Dragon Zone, Steel Zone, Flying Zone, and now we have Bug Zone. DNA is apparently going to follow this trend, going to lock all these zone setters inside limited time units, and we're going to exclude Psychic Wish because it's not exactly a psychic zone but a psychic terrain. But you know, with Alder around as well as Cosplay EMMET coming, who are extremely very strong bug type strikers, do we even need Bug Zone? Do your gems, you know, is Cosplay Ingo worth your gems or not? In this video, we are going to discuss about Cosplay Ingo as well as Accelgor and see if you should scout for him or should you just skip him entirely. And with that said, strap on your seatbelts, hit the thumbs up button, and subscribe if you haven't. Let's do this! Yo, yo, yo! This is Solo, also known as SPL, also known as Spatial, also known as Grunt. We are this team's called Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX. Guys, in this video, we're going to talk about Cosplay Ingo and Accelgor, and see how he changes the bug type meta out there. So, Cosplay Ingo is actually the third out of the 4 new cosplay units that are coming out, and he comes out on April 14. Followed by Cosplay EMMET, who's going to come out on April 21. So if you haven't exactly seen my April Sync Pairs Who to Scout For video, check it out because I discuss all of them, including the spring reruns in depth, or rather a bird's eye view of everyone. And if you want a more in-depth discussion on each one, I've already finished my Who Scout or Skip LILLIE and Polteageist, Scout or Skip SONIA and TSAREENA, as well as Scout or Skip EMMET and ESCAVALIER. This is actually the last one that I'm doing because why not? Because why not? Anyway, guys, so he's the third one, and he is the only tech unit in the game, or rather the tech unit that is coming out. Now, all these are limited time units. All these are special costume units. And that means that they share the same rates as your seasonal scouts. 7% chance of getting a random 5-star, 2% chance of getting either of them. And you have a tiered scout route, which you can have a 25% chance of getting either of the 4 with 7,700 paid gems, as well as a surefire copy of, depending which one you scout for, at 20,200 gems on tier 10 or after tier 10 with a master ticket scout. Now, last year we also got a similar thing. We got cosplay Cosplay Diantha is the tech sync pair. And then we got Cosplay Guzma as well as Cosplay Hilda, who are the strikers. And then we got Cosplay Jasmine, who is a support sync pair. So this follows a similar route. 2 strikers, 1 tech, 1 support. But this time the order is slightly different. Last time it was Cosplay Diantha that came out first. The tech sync pair came first. And the support sync pair came last. This time, the support sync pair came first, and then the order's a bit messy from there on. But this is the third one out of the bunch. And if you're scouting, let me know in the comment section right now. And yeah, he is a bug type together with Cosplay EMMET, who's also a bug type sync pair. And yeah, with that intro out of the way, let's go into his kit right now. So as you can see over here, if you see this Mindscape image, an elegant, well-mannered tea party, congratulate yourselves. You have successfully obtained Cosplay Ingo and Accelgor. His moves are Quick Attack and Infestation. Quick Attack is a physical attack, and it's a quick move. That means you do not need to use any move gauge. You can use Quick Attack 3 times without an MP refresh, and after you use up all MP, Quick Attack will be gone forever unless you get an MP refresh. Meanwhile, you have Infestation, which is a special attack which can trap the opponent. And Infestation, the power of Infestation is not very high. It's pretty low. Quick Attack is surprisingly powerful in this game. But then it's not as crazy as, you know, Cosplay EMMET's attacks or the other 3-4 move gauge attack. If I'm not mistaken, Quick Attack is 90 power, which is amazingly strong. But do not expect Ingo or Cosplay Ingo to be able to consistently deal very, very strong damage, because Infestation is not exactly that powerful. But then he got Bug Wish, and coming through Bug Wish, as you might know, is the Wish, the zone setter. You can have 2 MP of this and changes the zone or the field to a bug zone. And Bug Zone powers up bug type moves by around 50% increase of power, and then coming through raises your own accuracy. Guys, I think I'm interpreting this as raises Ingo's accuracy by 1, raises Ingo's evasiveness by 3, and raises the evasiveness of others plus 1, raises the accuracy of others plus 1. So this is how I'm interpreting this. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty confident I'm right. So raises Ingo's evasiveness plus 3, raises everyone else's, including... Oh wait, raises everyone else's evasiveness plus 1. Meanwhile, everyone gets an accuracy buff plus 1. And then, yeah, that's basically it. As you can see over here, his attack and special attack stats are pretty high at 370. His defenses are equal at 160, and he has very high speed at 448, which is not bad at all considering his moves are just Infestation, Bug Wish. They're all 2 Infestation rather. Infestation is a 2 move gauge attack. I think Bug Wish doesn't Wish moves require move gauges? Let me quickly check, because I think I failed to indicate this, but let me very, very quickly check right now if Wish attacks or Wish moves actually require a move gauge or not. I totally forgot, guys. Flying, let me check. Flying Wish needs 2 move gauge. Okay, so Bug Wish actually requires 2 move gauge, 2 MP as well. So his sync move, Express Line Bug Impact, as you might know, generic sync move, has a multiplier. If the opponent is trapped, you deal stronger damage. And how do you trap the opponent? You use Infestation. And with that, his passive skills, you have Team Viral Haste. Whenever you use Bug Wish, you get to raise the speed of everyone when you use Bug Wish. When you use Quick Attack or Infestation, Defense Crush 9 will lower the opponent's defense stat -1. Whichever opponent you're targeting, you're lowering the defense of that sync pair by 1. So this is very similar to Sonia, the normal Sonia, where whenever you attack the opponent using Spark or Tackle, you lower their defenses. And then Bug Shift basically changes your Quick Attack, which is a normal type attack, into a bug type attack. So that's the thing about him. And then for this one, you cannot exactly raise your critical hit rate on your own, but you do have a sync grid tile that assures that your next attack will be a critical hit. But for this one, I'd rather give Critical Strike 2 for him, or, you know, Super Powered 3 or Sharp Entry 1 to just raise your critical hit rate +1 at the start of the battle. or have a support sync pair to just raise your critical hit so that you'll be able to land stronger damage whenever you use your sync move or you attack an opponent. And with that said, let's talk about his sync grid right now. At 1 out of 5, you do not get anything significant. At 2 out of 5, you get 1 multiplier for his attacks, for his quick attack, as well as for his infestation. Got stationary target 3. As long as you trap an opponent using infestation, you get to power up either your infestation or quick attack by around 30%. You got a quick attack MP refresh 3 also at 2 out of 5. And then you got Poke Trap 2. If the opponent is trapped, you know, they receive trap damage after every single attack or something. And this will increase the trap damage that they receive. You got Insect Acceleration 2. When the field is bug zone, your move gauge charges up quicker. You got Fast Runner. Evasiveness cannot be lowered. And then you got an MP Refresh for his trainer move, which again can maximize your evasiveness, can raise your accuracy +1. And by getting an MP refresh here, everyone else will be able to receive extra evasiveness buffs, as well as you and everyone else will be able to receive extra accuracy buffs. And then burst in, at the start of the battle, you will have a critical hit next effect. 3 out of 5, you get additional multipliers. You got blind spot. The higher your evasiveness stat is, the stronger your sync move is gonna be again. Just use coming through 2 times and you will be able to maximize your evasiveness. Same for bob and weave. This time it applies for your quick attack or your infestation. And then there's a bug wish MP refresh 2, which is very consistent with the other wish setters or zone setters. The MP refresh is always a 3 out of 5. You got coming through super preparation 9. So if you use his trainer move coming through, it raises your evasiveness, it raises your accuracy, it will also give you a super effective up next effect, which will technically multiply your damage if the opponent is weak to bug type attacks by I think 50% or 1.5%. You got Mad Strength 9. Every single time you attack an opponent using Infestation or Quick Attack, you get to raise your attack stat +1. And then Quick Attack, Defense Crush 9. Every single time you use Quick Attack on the opponent, you get to lower its defense stat. Guys, one thing about Mad Strength 9, by the way, is that this only applies to Quick Attack and his Sync move. Again, his Infestation is a special attack, and the higher your attack stat is, it does not matter. You will not benefit from Mad Strength 9, from attack increases, attack stat increases with Infestation because it's a special attack. So you will only benefit from attack stat buffs using Quick Attack or your Sync move. And then you got Quick Attack Follow Through 9, which is the one I'm saying earlier. If you use Quick Attack, your next attack is guaranteed to be a critical hit. But to raise your own critical hit rate is not a possibility for Ingo with his base kit. You need a support sync pair to do that, or to give him Sharp Entry 1 lucky skill. And then Relentless is a sync move multiplier. The lower the opponent's defense stat is, the stronger your sync move is gonna be. And how do you lower the opponent's defenses? Just attack the opponent, attack the opponent, attack the opponent. You get to lower it with Defense Crush 9. But again guys, Defense Crush 9 does not exactly matter with Infestation. You might be wondering, oh, I'm lowering the opponent's defenses. Why isn't my damage increasing? That's because Infestation is a special attack. And you have to lower the opponent's special defense and not their defense stat in order to power up your Infestation. So keep that in mind as well. And then you got 2 Sync Nuke tiles over here. And that's that, guys. So he's a tricky one. Yes, you are raising your attack stat, you're lowering the opponent's defense stat. But then, if you do not use sync move using him, and if you run out of quick attacks, you'll not exactly benefit from his abilities. But, you know, it's far from over. Let's talk about his sync grid. You know, you cannot get everything. So let us talk about his sync grid right now. At 1 out of 5, you can get everything. No problem, as usual. At 2 out of 5, I think I'll build him up as a quick attack. Or rather, this is a mix of everything. I got a quick attack MP refresh here, as well as power up his infestation. We got stationary target 3, we got Poketrap 2. Actually very confused as to how to build him. He's kind of all over the place at 2 out of 5. So this one is completely up to you. 2 out of 5, you're free to experiment on sync grid stuff as much as you can. 3 out of 5, we got a couple of options. We got the sync NUKE build. This is the maximum sync damage that probably you'll be able to get from him. So we got 2 sync NUKE tiles, the sync plus 25 and the sync plus 25. We got this one, we got CT coming through Super Preparation 9, which will give us a super effective up next after we use his trainer move. We got Blind Spot. The higher the evasiveness is, the stronger the damage. Again, you can maximize your evasiveness stat by using 2 trainer moves. And then we got Relentless to lower the opponent's defense stat is, the stronger the damage. We also powered up his attack stat over here because his sync move is an attack or a physical attack. And yeah, that is the sync NUKE build. Again, for this one, you can lower his defenses by using, you know, any move, either quick attack or infestation. You'll be able to lower the defense, but then you have to time your coming through super preparation, or you have to time your sync move usage properly, because super effective up next, you know, disappears after you have attacked the opponent. So probably attack the opponent first, lower its defenses before you use coming through Super Preparation 9 or coming through, or just use another sync pair to lower the opponent's defenses, and that's it. And then we got another build over here, which this one is how do I say this? This is the sync or rather this is the attack move build for him. I'm focusing on infestation because I feel that, you know, quick attack is not exactly too reliable once you run out of MP refreshes, or once you run out of MP, it's gone forever. We got a Bug Wish MP refresh over there. We got a stationary target. If the opponent is trapped, your infestation or quick attack gets stronger. We got Bob and Weave over here. The higher your evasiveness is, the stronger your moves are. We got coming through MP refresh just in case, you know, the MP refreshes are good. We got Bug Wish MP refresh 2 as well, just in case you want to bring back Bug Wish and so on and so forth. But that is one of my builds for him. I'm still really confused. There are times that I'm confused how to build a sync pair. This is one of those times. Not like Cosplay EMMET or Cosplay SONIA or Cosplay LILLIE, where I have like a specific build that I want to follow immediately. For this one, I need some experimentation. If you guys want to wait until I scout for him, you know, wait. I'm gonna scout him until 3 out of 5 anyway, and I'm gonna showcase him. So if you're curious how he works as a sync pair, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have your notifications on so that you can see me when I test him out and stuff like that. So that's a bird's eye view of what Cosplay Ingo is about. Now let us move on Again, he is the third one to come out, and there's a possibility of a fifth one, or somewhere before the end of the month we might get other sync pairs. I am guessing they're gonna be Spotlight Scouts, just like last November when we got cosplay sync pairs. The fifth one was whatchamacallit, was Kimono Grimsley. And a few days after that, I remember we got Signasuit Luzamine Master Fair. So just prepare your gems, prepare your hearts. Anything can happen, guys. Anything can happen. But for now, let us move on to the in-depth analysis. And here are the comparisons again with the other cosplay units that we have. I have discussed this so many times already. And let's just say Cosplay Ingo has the highest special attack stat and the highest speed out of everyone. And feel free to look at the stats on your own. I'm gonna move on right now. And these are the multipliers, as you can see over here. We got Bob and Weave again. The higher the evasiveness stat, the stronger the attacks are. Same for Blind Spot. Stationary target 3 if the opponent is trapped by infestation. Stronger attack moves, as well as it's built into his sync move multiplier. Super effective up next can be triggered with his trainer move at 3 out of 5. And then Relentless at the bottom, you can have this at 3 out of 5 as well. The lower the opponent's defense stat is, the stronger your sync move damage is gonna be. Now let us compare him with the other bug types, just like how I did with Cosplay Emmet. So Cosplay Emmet, I compared it with the exact same bug types out there. These are strikers because we do not exactly have a lot of bug types. We only got Viola as the bug type tech sync pair right now. And we got Bugsy and Scyther, as well as Bugsy and Beedrill, as well as Best Boy Noland. And, you know, New Year Lillie, and that's it. We got Lana and Araquanid, who has Leech Life, but then she's water type. But we're comparing right now to the strikers. These are strikers. And as you can see over there, Cosplay Ingo has the most number of sync move multipliers. Yes, Alder has more attack move multipliers, but then the numbers, you know, let's make the numbers say for themselves. So again, thank you to Jack Bernard and STDK12 for these computations. If you want to see how these are computed, you can check out the link in the description, damage computation whatsoever, and you can see how they computed damage. But this is how these translate into numbers. So you can see over there, Cosplay Ingo has a DPS of 2,343,589. This is considering his strongest attack. And his strongest attack is Quick Attack, which is a quick move which has 3 MP, and if you run out of quick attacks, you're gonna have to rely on Infestation. But then, his attack stat and special attack stat are both at 370, which is not so bad. But Infestation does not exactly deal a lot of damage, or is not exactly strong. But that's one of the maximum damage potential you can see out there with a sync NUKE. 26,971,833. Now that changes things. That's more interesting. Comparing it with the other bug types out there, that is some crazy damage. And if you're wondering, what about Cosplay Emmet? Yes, I promised I made Cosplay Ingo last, and now I'm gonna include Cosplay Emmet in this list. If we put Cosplay Emmet over there, in terms of DPS, Cosplay Emmet actually leads the pack with 4,025,829. And Cosplay Ingo actually ranks 4th in this list at 2,343,589. Now, this is actually the top 5 DPS, bug type DPS out there. I think this is with bug zone active. So every single one of these sync pairs has bug zone active. If they do not have bug zone, expect their numbers to go down. So Cosplay Ingo Enabler makes these sync pairs do stronger damage, and without bug zone, they will become weaker. But check out the sync nuke, guys. In terms of sync nuke, if we arrange them by order, and the top 5 sync nukers in the game out there right now, Cosplay Ingo ranks first at 26,971,833, followed by Cosplay EMMET, who is a striker, 11,542,986, followed by the original BURGH, 6,789,541, followed by Alder, 5,332,635, followed by Viola, a tech sync pair, 5,319,075. Now, again, there are benefits to having strikers do the sync move over tech sync pairs. That's because strikers can hit everyone, every single opponent with one sync move if you have them 6-star EX. Meanwhile, if you have tech sync pairs do the sync move, and by the way, these are 6-star EX damage. So for Cosplay Ingo, I think that's already including the 1.5 times multiplier for the 6-star EX, for being 6-star EX. So you get to deal 1.5 times stronger damage on a single target opponent if you have them 6-star EX. If you have a tech sync pair 6-star EX over a striker who can deal damage to every single sync pair. But you know, that's the damage. Now I want to go back and look at how easy it is to set up these damage, because you know, you cannot just land these damages without preparing. So in terms of preparation, guys, this is how their multipliers work. So Cosplay Ingo, again, bob and weave, raise his accuracy, raise his evasiveness to maximum. How do you do this? Use 2 trainer moves. Stationary target, you have to trap the opponent first using infestation. Super effective up next, you have to use his trainer move, and you have to get that specific Super Preparation 9 tile on his grid. Cosplay EMMET, to get the physical moves up next, you just have to spam Iron Defense and or Sword Stance. And again, in terms of this computation out there, I do not think that physical moves up next is considered at all. There's no physical moves up next effect being considered. So if you have a stack, it will become even stronger. Super effective up next can be triggered by using his trainer move. And Tough Cookie, you just have to raise your defenses to max, and that is by using Iron Defense 3 times, or by giving him Iron Defense shielding strikes 1, I think, and using Iron Defense 2 times. BURGH, you have to be sunny and you'll be able to land stronger attack moves. Alder Overpower is basically the lower the opponent's special attack is, the stronger the damage. How do you do this? On his own, you have to use Struggle Bug 6 times. Power Reserves 2, you should be very low on health, and this will trigger. Struggle Bug Critical Strike 5 and Struggle Bug Super Effective 9 or Super Duper Effective 9. Just use Struggle Bug on a bug weak opponent and have your critical hit rate raised, and you'll be able to trigger those. Overpower is a little bit hard to trigger. It takes a long time. It takes 6 turns before you're able to maximize this. But Struggle Bug Critical Strike 5 and Super Duper Effective 9 is pretty much instant after using Dire Hit Plus. And then Viola, Raging Rain 5 is when it's raining, and there's 2 separate stationary target 5s which you can get in the bottom left and right sides of her grid. So if the opponent is trapped, you are able to deal stronger damage. But then she has Infestation, and Struggle Bug, which are not exactly very strong moves. So let's move on to the sync move multipliers. Blind Spot, again, just use his trainer move 2 times. You're able to maximize this. And then trap the opponent using Infestation. You're able to get this. Relentless, a little bit harder. You have to attack the opponent 6 times if you're only using Cosplay Ingo. Or have someone else help you lower the opponent's defenses to maximize this. Lower defense stat of the opponent, the stronger your sync move is gonna be. And again, use his trainer move together with the super preparation 9 in his grid to get the super effective up next. Or have Raihan in your team when there's a weather condition, use his trainer move. I mean, Anniversary Raihan, not the normal Raihan. Or use Classic Red or just the normal Red, give him a You and Me, and give yourself a super effective up next effect. Meanwhile, Cosplay EMMET Bronze Sync 2, just have your attack stat raised by 1. Rising Tide, the higher your stats are, the stronger the damage. Super effective up next, just have to use his trainer move. Tough Sync 3, just have to use you just have to raise your defense stat +1. BURGH, the lower the opponent's special defense is, that's Smarty Pants. It has to be Sunny for Solar Flare. Alder, lower the opponent's special attack stat. The lower the special attack stat, the stronger Devastation is gonna be. Viola, trap the opponent using Infestation and have it rain for Shower Power 5. I want to compare Cosplay Ingo and Cosplay EMMET. See how many turns you need in order to max out without support sync pairs to help you out. So, Ingo, trap the opponent, Infestation 1. Use 2 sync moves for the Blind Spot. Use 6 attacks. Or, you know, there's a quick attack and there's a defense crush 9 for the quick attack. Minimum of 3 turns. And then, yeah, basically, you need at least minimum 6 turns to get all those multipliers on Cosplay Ingo. Minimum 6 turns. On his own. Cosplay EMMET. Bronze Sync. Use Swords Dance. Rising Tide, well, it will trigger as long as you raise your stat. Tough Sync, use Iron Defense. Use his trainer move. 3 turns. 3 turns to get, well, Bronze Sync 2, Tough Sync 3, as well as super effective up next. But the Rising Tide, you know, you have to use more or just have any other sync pairs to raise your attack or to raise any other stat, and you will get your Rising Tide stronger. So in terms of setup, well, Cosplay EMMET is a little bit faster to have these things trigger than Cosplay Ingo. At least for me. You know, I'm not a numbers guy, and you guys convinced me to do the numbers, and you know, Bernard and Jack volunteered to help me with the numbers. So we have the numbers, guys. But I would like to include something I saw on Reddit, and I would like to give a shout out to DManiac0206 for this one. I saw this computation, so thank you for this one. I actually included some of your slides. Let's take a look at them together. So he actually computed the maximum or the highest nukers or tech nukers in the game right here. So as you can see over here, in terms of first sync super effective up effect, that means your first sync move is gonna have this super, if you have the multiplier, super effective up next. In terms of that, and then as you can see over here, his calculations are based on a maximum 15 turns before sync. So you have 15 turns on your own before the opponent uses a sync move to buff up your stats or to lower the opponent's stats. If I understand this correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong. So in terms of that, in terms of super effective up next, as you can see over here as well, they have the lucky skill SP3, that's super powered 3 as a lucky skill. Meanwhile, Lear over there has supreme entry, which makes your sync move, or rather makes your first attack have a super effective up next. In terms of this, Ingo or Cosplay Ingo lands first in the damage. I do not want to go too deep into this. If you want to check this out for yourselves, I'll put a link in the description. But for this team, the optimal team is Hilbert. I want to just analyze this a little bit. Hilbert can raise your accuracy stat and can raise your attack stat very quickly. You can maximize your critical hit rate as well as your attack stat by using 2 of his trainer moves. I think it's in this together. Is that the name of his trainer move? And then main character and tech Paras, that's the Egg 1 Paras, has Screech, which will help you lower the opponent's defenses -2 every single time you use Screech. So for Cosplay Ingo, you're there to use 2 of his trainer moves, as well as use, what else? Use 2 of his trainer moves to get that bob and weave thing, as well as probably trap the opponent. So I'm guessing you trap the opponent first using Infestation, and then you use 2 of his trainer moves to maximize your things, and then you use Tech Paras to lower the opponent's defenses. So I think this is how this thing is set up. So you got super preparation, or rather not super preparation, super powered 3, which will power up your bug type attacks and sync moves if the opponent is weak to bug type. Take note, the opponent has to be weak to bug type here. Now in terms of the next one, he did 3 different calculations. This one is without that's super effective up next. This one is just standard if the opponent is weak to bug type. This is, you know, whatever type the opponent is weak to. In terms of this, without that super effective up next, Lear actually does the most damage with super powered 3 without the super effective, or rather without the supreme entry lucky skill. Lear does the most damage, followed by Anniversary Skyla. Cosplay Ingo is at the 3rd one. And in terms of off-type damage, that means the opponent is not weak to their sync move. Lear is still the top placer over here with Critical Strike 2 as a passive skill. In fact, Cosplay Ingo also has Critical Strike 2 here. Before it was super powered 3, this time it's Critical Strike 2. Cosplay Ingo lands the 4th place in this list. So again, thank you to DManiac0206 for this one. But those are the numbers, and I'm not a numbers guy. If you like numbers, then you'll probably enjoy this one. Meanwhile, I'm here to just play different strategies in terms of finishing these stages and stuff. I like to collect sync pairs. That's me. But yeah, you do you guys. And you know, if you are convinced, yes, he's a very, very strong bug type. He's a very strong. He definitely changed the bug type meta, especially with Bug Zone. And as you can see over there, he lands at least top 5 in each of these rankings in terms of sync nuking. So, are you convinced? Do you want to scout for Cosplay Ingo after watching these numbers, looking at these numbers, hearing me ramble about this? Or are you skipping? Well, in terms of playstyle, I think I'd rather prefer using Cosplay EMMET over Cosplay Ingo, because I think I would have fun spamming Iron Defense as well as Swords Dance and playing with that super infliction. Was it charging infliction? And playing with the physical moves up next effect. So I think I'm gonna have more fun playing with that one over having Cosplay Ingo, his defense crushes and stuff like that. But again, you do you. You're free to listen to anything I say, everything I say, or you're free to ignore everything. But let me know in the comment section if you're gonna skip or scout. But as I always say in all my videos, you don't have to follow the meta. Go for your faves. I know a lot of you are going to scout for Cosplay Ingo / EMMET. A lot of you are going to go for the Subway Brothers, as I have seen in your comment section. A lot of you are skipping Cosplay Sonia. In terms of everything, in terms of the 4, I heard that you guys prefer... The most popular one, if not LILLIE, is the Subway Brothers. And the most ignored one, the sync pair that people are gonna skip, most of you are gonna skip, is Cosplay Sonia. What's your stand, guys? What's your stand? Are you gonna scout on any of these, or are you a Springburg? All in for Springburg. All in for Springburg. And if you're able to scout for Springburg, are you gonna save your gems? Or are you one of those people who, if you're lucky on Springburg, okay, I'm gonna put some gems on either of those 4 and see where my luck takes me? Or are you just gonna save for the next Master Fair or any other sync pair? Or are you gonna wait for the DATAMINE until it comes out and decide from that on? Let me know in the comment section. And with that said, guys, you know, you can check out my how many gems we can get to see how many more gems. I think we're getting 6,000 gems from the mission riddles, from the riddle event. And if you haven't seen my video on that yet, I give the answers to the riddle event. I'll put the link in the description as well. Feel free to check it out. But with all that said, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. This is my scout or skip video for Ingo and Accelgor, and I hope you learned something. And if you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, as well as leave a comment and subscribe if you haven't, as that really helps with the algorithm. Now, if you want to push the support a bit further, you can click on the join button, guys, and become a member of my channel, as that really helps me. You can become a member of my channel for as low as $1 a month, and I really appreciate that if you'd become a member. But you know, if you do not have the budget and everything, just leave a thumbs up and just leave a comment. That's more than enough. And probably share this video around to your friends who are curious if these sync pairs are actually good or not. But I would like to give a huge shout out to my members. Thank you, Shadow Phil. Thank you, Aryan Singh. Thank you, Alcin. Thank you, John909. Thank you, Cinder the Cinderace Gamer. Thank you, Roy Mustango. Thank you, Lucamidi. Thank you, Popwatt. Thank you, thank you, Sasri Umbreon. Thank you, Marcella. Lance Nice. Thank you, Agent 10 Splatoon. And thank you, Ewiz2950, for all your support these past several months. 2 years. More than a year. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wish me luck in my pools. Send some sparks. With that said, I'm done. This is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt. Your hardest team's called Grunt. And I will see you in the next video. Right.